guys, it's Kelly. I am back with another process video for Stuck Sketches, and I just had up the sketch for this February 15th reveal. I had this photo that I had taken about a week ago. I actually scrapped this photo, I think, the next day, and my daughter and I were shoe twinning. I happened to find black Converse on sale for $20 a piece, and I got me a pair and her a pair. And I just thought that it was really cute that we both ended up wearing them the same day. And I know that when somebody looks at a scrapbook, they may think that this is kind of ridiculous, but it's okay because it really makes me happy. And for Emily, I would love for her to look back at this in 20 years and just think that it was kind of fun or cool that we had matching shoes. I don't know if that makes me the mom that is cool, so the cool mom, or the mom that's trying to be cool and really isn't cool. So I'll have to ask her. Anyway, I had still left out all of my Valentine's Day papers and embellishments from the first layout that I did for Stuck Sketches for the February 1st sketch, and I decided that I wanted to go ahead and use it again. I like to challenge myself and use themed scrapbooking paper and supplies on non-themed items, if that makes sense. And I do have on a pair of red leggings, and I thought that the pinks would be a great contrast with that red. And why not? These colors make me happy. I love, love, love that floral and had not used it yet. So I just had a blast making this page. It's always nice to make a page with things that inspire you and that just make you happy. And sometimes that's new product for me, and I still find joy in things that are older. So I am sticking pretty close to the sketch for this. It is an awesome sketch. As always, you know that I have said it before. I really love the versatility of Laura's sketches. They are so easy to use. I'm using a 4x4 photo, but you could easily adapt this to 2 photos if you sized them like 2x3 or 3x4. And you could make this longer if you wanted to do a 4x6 photo as well. So I am going to use the chipboard title Love. I know it is so original, and that's quite sarcastic there. But when you've got things like this that you can use for your title, use them, because number one, it takes the guesswork out, and they're cute. They're dipped in that gold, and I really like the way that they look, and it also just takes some of that guesswork out for you, especially if you are like me and troubled with creative titles. So at this point, I just love the way it's coming together. I'm trying to figure out what embellishments I can use and where, and that sticker right there just goes to show that you can use something that's themed, and it totally works for this photo. It says seriously cute, and I think it is seriously cute. So this tissue paper is actually from Coco Daisy. Christine sends the Day in the Life kit, I believe it is, wrapped in this tissue paper, and I still had the kit and this tissue paper on my desk, and I thought that it would be the perfect little addition underneath the photo. And when I was cutting it, and I'm getting ready to do it again, I'm cutting little bits around the tissue paper because I still wanted to be able to see the polka dots on all 4 sizes. If I had trimmed it down without paying attention to where the polka dots were, which really isn't a big deal, but on one side I might not have been able to see as much as the little black polka dot sticking out. And for me, polka dots is just one of my favorite things. I love them, so I really want to know when I have a polka dot paper on that it's polka dot. So that was why I was being a little bit OCD with my trimming. So the other thing that I have been crushing on lately is white texture paste on the white cardstock. And again, if something is working for you and you love it and you want to do it, do it. It doesn't matter if you have done it on the past 3 layouts. If it makes you happy, do it. And that is exactly what I am doing. And I pulled out this heart stencil. I believe it is from HipKit, like maybe a year or 2 ago. And I just am putting that white texture paste on it, and I did it in a diagonal frame. By doing it in that diagonal, it just helps the page read and flow a little bit. So this page is a little bit whimsical. I guess, if I'm doing a scrapbook page on our matching shoes, that I thought that outlining the paper layers with the black marker would be sweet. I had contemplated doing some stitching as well, but I decided that I wanted to outline instead. So for me, outlining, if I just do a single line, it tends to be noticeably not straight. And if I do 2 lines, it doesn't matter because the lines are so close and they overlap. It just looks better in my eye. So for the most part, you will always see me using 2 lines when I do my layers or outline my layers. Now I had put aside my background to dry, which is why I went ahead and outlined my layers, and I'm just going to go ahead and put together all of my pieces that I can without needing to work on my background. And I did go ahead and cut some craft foam and placed it behind the photo just to give that a little bit more dimension. And I just love the way that the added height looks when I am using it behind my photos. So I am going to pull out my T-square ruler and use it to line up my paper layers and my photo. And I had forgotten that I had pulled out a couple of tags to try to figure out which tag I wanted to use. So I will go ahead and just trim off the top and the bottom and tuck that behind the photo underneath that beautiful flower paper. So in the sketch, the title goes on top of the photo and up a little bit over top of the banner, but I decided that I liked it better on top of the banner, like physically on top of the banner and not resting on the banner like a shelf. And I am sorry, I'm poking my cat here. I don't know if you can hear him snoring with my new microphone. And if you could, I am sorry. I just had to poke him like an old man so that he would stop. So these wood button, they're not buttons, enamel shapes. They are from Michaels. They are Recollections brand, and I had pulled out any of the pinks, the dark pink, the light pink, or anything that had hearts with it to see if I could get those used on the page. And I am going to play around with them just like I usually do with my enamel dots or my sequins, and finally get the bigger one down towards the bottom. I just feel like that it brings the balance to the page when you have something that is large towards the bottom. So you will see a lot of tapping fingers coming up here, and I am trying to figure out exactly what I want to do in terms of the pops of black. And so I am going to move around a few of the stickers. I thought that little pops of black would be great, especially since there is, the black shoes in the photo and the black reinforcer in the tag. And I just wanted to, play up on that dark contrasting color, because I find that when you are doing a monochromatic page like this is pretty much all pinks and, various shades of pink, that if you introduce something for that pop of color, it just really stands out. So I really wanted to get another arrow on the page, and I just could not figure out a way to make it work. I just didn't quite like it on top of that chipboard heart. I think if it had been a little bit smaller, I would have left it, but because it was a sticker and it ended up off of both sides of the chipboard. I just decided not to. So in the close-ups at the end, you will see that I added a couple of things after the layout was done. It sat on my desk for a little bit, and I ended up adding a couple of the Valentine's Day word phrases. And what else did I add? That might have been it. No. I added gold Heidi Swapp letters that are cursive, and then they say shoe, so that it goes right on top of the love, so it just says shoe love. So this is the other area where I was really indecisive about what I wanted to do. This background paper that Juliet is standing on is one of my favorites from this collection. I loved the gradient of the pinks, and I really wanted to use it as a background. And I tried a couple of different papers to see if I could get something else to work as my background layer. And ultimately I decided, you know what, it's been in my stash for a year. I have not used it. I am just going to gut it, and I'm going to use the outside. So at the very minimum, if the inside paper stays in my stash, I have at least used the paper. And you know, sometimes it's really hard for me to use papers that I love like this, and I'm trying to be really good and making a conscious effort of using it and not hoarding. So that's pretty much it for me today. Thank you so much for joining me. I will link the Stuck Sketches blog in the detail section below, so check them out so you can see what the other design team members have done. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.